We're going to mix the player 1 and have player 1 tracked in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it, mix.
Coming up tonight on UTVS News, a gold mine explosion happened in Burkina Faso. We have the details.
Stand by 2 box.
Yeah, what do you watch?
Nothing right now.
A year after Ahmed Arbery's death,
I know, I'm
justice
only
has
listening.
come.
Oh, watch the audio.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, yeah, on watch to
An
audio.
update on the crisis in Ukraine.
10,
as a
Oh, no, like
full-scale
watch,
invasion
watch.
is imminent.
There you go.
Stand by the track anchors. You can track anchors now.
Oh, watch. We only want Steven.
And mix.
Yes, we only
Bring
want
in
Steven.
font 2. CG2.
Tonight we start out with developing news out of Ukraine, where President
Stand by to
Biden
drop
has
it.
moved troops into the eastern front of Europe. I'm Adam Larson.
This comes after Russia's advancement into eastern Ukraine, and many
Stand by
European
developing
leaders
news.
are confirming a mass movement of the Russian military. I'm Kirby Schmidt.
And developing news. And Adam.
President Joe Biden
Stand by
says
package
he
coming
does
out
not
of
have
player
any
2.
plans to fight
Stand by to
Russia,
track
but
player
will
2.
be ready if it comes to it. CBS correspondent Charlie DeGay has more on the situation
And
in Ukraine.
effects. Roll it. Track it.
Good morning. We
Great
are in the
start.
tank factory here in the capital. It's here that they service
Space bar to package.
fresh
are we
from the
live?
front line.
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
it
we're
is
on.
considered,
Yeah.
Some of it is combat damage.
210.
They're
Everything going
already
quick today.
working overtime.
Stream is on.
Can we get space bar to package,
Days
please?
and weeks to
Space
come.
bar. Space bar.
With diplomatic talks up
So
in
the big thing is
flames,
just make sure you do
the
that every
threat
time.
of wider
so
sanctions
this
alone
won't-
is the only thing standing
No,
in
it
the
won't
way of
unroll
Russia's
mine.
policy. Threats that
So
have
it's
so
not
far
by
been
Stand by
design.
Adam with the outro.
dramatic
Okay, cool.
And then we
And
watch.
then she is at weather cam.
I have
Yes.
a bad feeling, says Luhansk resident Tatiana.
But weather
feeling burden
TFX.
in my soul, it's very difficult.
What is weather cam?
It's about to
After
get
this
more
package, we are going to
difficult.
go back to
With
Adam
Russian
for the
lawmakers
outro of the
getting
story.
ready
Then
to
we're going to do the
go-ahead
first weather
to use
splash
military
to
force outside
Jaylin
this country,
at the weather wall.
but gloves
Minute
are
30.
off. These satellite photos are here to show the deployment of more than 100 military vehicles and dozens of tents for troops along the border of Belarus. And Russian forces have been seen advancing toward the battlefields of the separatist regions in eastern Ukraine. At least Putin can no longer hide behind Russian-backed rebels, says political analyst Taras Berezovitz.
There are now no more Russian proxies, no more Russian-backed separatists. It's only Russia. So Russia is fully responsible
I should
for
do a
whatever
package for
happens now
explaining
in
the
the
Russia
Eastern
situation.
Front. Completely. No any proxies.
Time,
to,
please.
Putin can point
50
to and say,
seconds.
it's not me.
Wow.
No Russian troops.
Ukrainian President
there a pad on
Volodymyr
this?
Zelensky
Yes,
has
there's
called
a
on
little
reservists
bit of
to
pad.
get
Okay.
ready to fight.
I was so
Someone
happy with
Ukraine
CBS that
is
they
a
did that.
peaceful
Yep.
nation. He said, we want calm, but if we keep silent now, we will be extinct tomorrow.
Can I get a
Which makes the
30,
work here
20,
take
10 down count, please?
that much more
30 seconds.
They need every tank and armored vehicle battle ready for the front lines, knowing full well this factory itself may be a target of full-scale invasion.
20 seconds.
We've learned that the Russian government ordered the evacuation of all embassy staffs here in the capital overnight, and there are reports that employees were destroying documents as they headed for the exit.
Stand by Adam
7,
Charlie Daggett,
6,
CBS
5,
and
3,
take Adam.
and go.
President Biden has
Stand by
sent
weather
a
graph,
warning to ban
weather
further
graphics.
exports of American
Stand by first
technology
weather.
into Russia, which is a vital component to Russia's economy. This update comes shortly after yesterday's announcement to cut off
Here,
Russia
next
from
one.
Western financing.
And first weather.
Space bar.
Oh, is it to Kirby?
Starting off with
Nope.
the weather
Nope.
headlines.
sorry.
The snow Minnesota has been
She's got a
receiving
super.
the past few days tapers off and
Bring it in.
leaves us with minor and major
3,
snowstorms. As
That's,
we
that's
headed into
that
the
back
overnight
drop
hours,
it.
we experienced
You're
bitter
after,
wind chills of
Jalen.
negative 20 to negative
We go after
30 degrees
Kirby.
across the state, leaving
Yep.
us with a wind chill advisory.
Kirby's
that
next with the
lasts
reader.
until 10 this
Kirby's
morning.
notified.
As we head into next week, we have the Arctic air back. As we look at temperatures across the Midwest, Kansas City's at 23 degrees, Chicago at 25. As we head north, the air in Canada that is very cold is bringing it down into Minneapolis. That will be staying here for the
Hey,
next
Nora.
few days. And
Can you bring the
Minneapolis is
game
at
down
9
on Jalen a
degrees.
little bit, please?
This high pressure system
Thank
staying
you.
over Minnesota will keep bringing us that dry air for this next week. Back to you, Kirby.
And take.
Tonight we have an update on
Great
the
job,
near
Jim.
lock case. The second teen has been arrested.
This is
in
a reader.
homicide
Stand by
investigation.
Adam with another reader.
16-year-old boy is charged in Ramsey County Juvenile Court with aiding and abetting second-degree murder. Block's 17-year-old cousin is also charged in the January 10th killing of Otis Elder.
And take Adam.
Authorities say a 29-year-old man accused of
Reader.
killing 15-year-old
Stand by
Sean
Kirby
Hill
with a
Jr.
VO
has
coming
been
out of player
charged.
1.
Cody Forenham of Minneapolis is facing 1 count of intentional second-degree murder for killing Hill Jr. Officials say it is likely that Hill was standing or walking up to a bus stop across the street from the popular corner store Wally's Foods when he was shot. 15-year-old Hill was an honor roll student at North Community High School starting quarterback. He died February 10th.
Perfect, thank you. And take Kirby.
A federal trial.
Ready, VO on a player 1.
Minneapolis police officers charged with violating George Floyd's civil rights is now in the hands of the jurors as they begin their
Roll it.
deliberations.
Take it.
Alexander King, Thomas Lane, and Tao Tao are charged with depriving Floyd of his right to medical care when Derek Chauvin pressed his knee
Thank
into
you.
Floyd's neck for nearly
Go out to
9.5 minutes.
How much time back?
King and Tao
9, 8,
are also
7,
charged with failing
6.
to
Go back to
intervene
Kirby.
and stop Chauvin. The defense states that the officers were too
We need-
inexperienced, not
1.
properly trained,
VO needs to be
trained,
at
and
least
didn't
30
willfully
seconds
violate
long.
Floyd's rights.
I don't know who made VO today, but we can't have VO that's less than 30 seconds.
Provide medical attention.
Ready, Adam, and take Adam.
Racism at a local school in southern Minnesota is forcing a Minneapolis athletics program
This is
to
a
cut
reader.
ties between
And then I got
programs.
election
The
to
St.
Kirby.
Louis Park athletic director
This
says
is a
they will not
splash.
play against
Yep.
Ukraine
After this.
going forward after experiencing racism at a hockey game last
We're not
week.
doing election
Reports
splash.
note the hockey
After this
game was
story,
not
don't
the
read it to
only
anybody.
instance of racism that teams at St. Louis Park have experienced. Officials at the St. Louis Park school say they will also
sitting
remove
really good
any
on time.
Ukraine
Yeah,
banners around the
42.
gymnasium.
Cool.
Stay updated to
Robin, what's on
UTVS
player
News
2 right
as
now?
this story
Special
develops.
election.
And go in effect.
I'm aware of the typo.
Okay, cool.
And Kirby.
Are we going to
Yesterday
show it?
afternoon, Governor Tim Walz
That's
announced
not
a
my fault, that's
special
pretty
good.
election
Which
in the
one?
state of Minnesota.
Is it
This
VO?
election will help
Yeah.
elevate
Edit two?
Congressional
Yep.
seats
No,
in
we won't
Southwest
not air
Minnesota.
that.
Okay.
U.S. Representative
Thank
Jim
you.
Hagedorn passed away last week. The special primary election will be held
Now
on
COVID
May
splash
2nd.
to Adam.
Special election on
Let's
Saturday.
COVID splash.
For more information, please visit
We're gonna COVID splash to you. Hold on. COVID-19 splash.
That got duplicated.
Now, for the latest COVID numbers here around the state
Right,
of
go,
Minnesota. Taking a
effect to
look,
CG2,
here for
CG1.
February 23rd. Currently in Minnesota, there are 1,402,000 total cases, 439 positive cases. To date,
Hey,
there are
we recovered well, that's good.
533,149 lab tests recorded. There is now 11,930 deaths
Stand by, Kirby.
since the start of the pandemic.
Ready in player 1.
And take Kirby.
Great job.
COVID-19 pandemic is revealing a large range
Stand by
of
VO to player
health-related
1.
concerns for
Roll
those
it.
who have had the
Take it.
virus. Officials now say people who tested positive for the virus face a higher
Stand
risk
by
of health
Adam
problems
with the
months
CEG.
after recovering. Nature Medicine Journal is basing their research on more than
30
153,000
seconds.
veterans who had the coronavirus. Experts say people who had COVID-19 and are experiencing heart concerns should immediately seek medical attention.
And take Adam.
Good job.
This last weekend in St. Paul,
Stand
two
by to
correctional
effect the
officers were assaulted by an
CG1.
inmate during a routine cell
And
search.
effect.
Both officers were sent to Regions Hospital in St. Paul.
All right, for the
and were
tees,
released
we
later that
ready
day.
2 box,
The
ready
inmate who
on 1.
assaulted
Can I
the
get some
officers has
music?
been moved to a maximum security
Once we go
prison,
to the 2 box.
and the district attorney is looking
then track
to
player
press
3 for the
charges
break.
on the inmates. Check out the full story on our website at utvsnews.com.
And take 2 box,
When we
music.
return a year after the death
Stand
of
by
Ron
player
Arbery,
3.
where does everything stand?
Don't go anywhere.
And effect.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it, mix. Track player
Good
1.
evening, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of UTVS News. I'm Aiden Farrell.
And I'm Kirby Schmid. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Tonight's newscast is special indeed, as we are just a
It didn't
few
have
seconds
music
away
underneath
from
this,
airing
but
a
I
live
think that's
interview
fine.
with St. Cloud State President Robin Wacker.
No, you're fine.
Our very own
That's
UTVS
good, yeah.
News Director, Naya Adams, will be sitting down
Stand
with the
by
president and will ask multiple
presidential
questions
update
that will help
effect.
guide a discussion as to where St. Cloud State
Stand by to track
University is currently
KVSC.
at.
Following the half-hour interview, join us for our regular newscast at 5, where we will update you at the latest news.
So stay tuned for that, but now we will toss it over to Naya Adams down in the KVSC studios.
Effect. Track
We have a lot to
KVSC.
cover.
There's lots, there are lots going on in Husky
Stand
Nation.
by
A
Wacker.
lot going on, especially since the end of COVID.
Every time I walk through Atwood, it's something new. I love it.
Stand by Naya. Hold on.
It's
Let's
like
see
the
where
whole-
we
it's like
are.
The whole campus has just exploded with energy and excitement and events. I'm having a hard time keeping up. I don't know about you, but there's a lot going on.
Oh yeah, but I love to see it. I really do.
It feels good, doesn't it?
It does. So I suppose we will start out with.
All right, ready,
we've been
Naya?
Working on a big fundraising campaign for the
Oh, actually,
university.
ready,
called
Naya, take Naya.
Unleash the Future.
Bring in her font.
Which we talked a little bit
3,
about the
2,
last
1,
time you
drop
were
it.
here, but it was just kind of getting
going, wasn't it?
Yeah. So the campaign
Now you can advance.
is now up to nearly
all right.
$35 million. And for the first time, the foundation has a $50 million endowment. In general, how is this money going to be dispersed
Ready, 2 box?
or used on campus?
So
And
it's
take
a
2
great
box.
question,
Ready,
because
whacker.
really, these
and
campaigns are
take
oftentimes
whacker.
kind of out of
Bring
the
in font
limelight,
2,
and people don't quite
3,
understand how they work.
2,
So really quick.
1. Drop it.
The
Advance.
campaign begins.
Is that
like
the
2 years
Unleash
ago
the Future
to say what
campaign?
will the
Is that
priorities
spelled
be?
right?
And how do we
CAMPIGN?
pick what those priorities are?
All right.
And that's then directs how we're going
And
to raise money and what
bring
we're
it
going
in.
to raise money for. So you've heard me talk.
And so
Ready, 2 box,
I
take 2
think
box,
we need
thank
to
you.
move on to the
Okay,
next one
yes.
now.
Take it out.
Many student organizations, including the Latin American
Advance.
Student Association
Ready,
and
Naya.
the
Take
Pakistan
Naya.
Student Association, they're
Do you want a
having their cultural
Yes,
night.
Nepal is this weekend too.
Nepal is this
CG2.
weekend. It's
Yes.
they've been every weekend. I'm so excited about it.
Yes.
Oh, it's
So,
different.
I guess my question
That's
about it is,
fine.
though, is just how does it feel celebrating student cultural nights again?
Oh my gosh.
And take 2 box. And then
at
press
Pakistani
background.
Night, one of the
There we
things
go.
that I reminded the
Ready,
audience
whacker,
was
and take
it
whacker.
was October of 2019 when the
Well, thank you so much for
All right.
joining KVSC
Stand by, guys.
and UTVS for Presidential Update Live. We look forward to our next conversation.
And
I
do
hope
the
it
presidential
was
effective
in the
2.
fall.
Stand
That's
by.
right.
Stand by
Reporting
camp
for
2.
KVSC News. I'm Naya.
Stand by
Adams.
camera
Thank you,
2. And presidential update to them.
That was UTVS and KVSC News Director Nia
Stand by,
Adams
player
interviewing
3.
St. Cloud State President
Stand by
Robin
to break to
Wacker.
player 3.
Coming up after the break, we will have our regular 5 o'clock newscast.
Stay with us.
And effect 3, 2, 1. Roll it, mix.
Coming up tonight on our final
Stand by
newscast
camera
of this
2.
semester,
Stand by
the
that
predictions
move.
have come for the
Stand by
future
to
of
track
Minnesota's climate.
mix.
Then SpaceX's
Stand
Crew 4
by
launch this
to
morning
track
from Cape
anchors.
Canaveral, Florida.
But first, the St. Cloud Police Department is cracking down on distracted driving.
UTVS News at 4:30 starts right now.
5, 4. Track anchors. 2, 1. Mix. Move.
Hello and welcome into tonight's final
Stop.
newscast. My name is Chastity.
Bring it in.
Walworth. We start the newscast
3,
with new
2,
enforcement coming
1.
from the
Drop
St.
it.
Cloud Police Department.
And I'm Maxfield Darnell.
Stand
In
by,
recent days,
Chastity.
The number of traffic stops have gone up with the new strategy the police department is using. Thank you for joining us.
And take Chastity.
April marks Distracted Driving Awareness
Nice
Month,
move.
and the St. Cloud Police Department
Stand by
attempted
the auto player
to
2.
address just that.
Roll it. Take it.
Officers from SCPD partnered with the Metro Transportation by borrowing a small bus to spot distracted
Stand by
drivers.
breaking news. Wipe.
The bus was
Preview
operated by
max.
spotters, officers who relayed real-time findings to marked patrol cars along the same roadway. The team
Cam
made
2, can you
22
zoom out just a
traffic
little bit,
stops,
please?
resulting in 10 citations and 2 warnings for use of wireless devices. Additional citations were made for unrelated traffic warnings. The St. Cloud Police Department would like to send a friendly reminder to stay hands-free and focused while driving. One life lost is too many.
And breaking news. Wipe. And max.
Investigators in western Wisconsin believe they found
Yep.
the killer of a young
Stand by package out of
10-year-old
player
girl,
1.
and the person they think did it, a minor himself. 10-year-old Lily Peters was found dead just off of a popular trail in Chippewa Falls Monday morning. She had been missing for just over 12 hours. Then, a day and a half after the tragic discovery, police announced that they've made an arrest that Lily knew her suspect killer. WCCO reporter David Schumann has more.
Effect. Roll it.
While the people inside Lily Peters' aunt's house waited in the yard, police had the street blocked off, taking pictures
Yep,
and
we will
searching
come back
the
to
home.
Chastity with the
Not long
CG.
after,
That
the
looks
announcement from
good.
the Chippewa Falls police chief that someone was arrested in Lily's death.
Well, nothing will bring Lily Peters back or change what happened. We
Yep,
are very
yep.
grateful to be able to deliver this news for the family and for the community.
The chief indicated a boy
Or like
younger than
pan,
18 was
zoom
in
out just a little
custody,
bit.
saying
Yeah.
Lily knew him.
We do not believe there is any
Thank
danger
you.
to the community at this time.
The sense of
That
relief
package
for
had
the
a jump
Chippewa
cut in
Falls
it.
community
That's
is
not something I
substantial. The
Yeah.
arrest represents
Or
a
a
step
fraction, yeah.
toward justice for Lily.
But I do
That was
feel
WCCO
sorry
though.
for-
That wasn't my editing.
My sympathy is to the family. The little
could've
girl,
tried to
I've
fix
seen
it,
her
but-
around, and it's a small town. It's a good
45
township
to
call.
Chastity.
When something like census like this happens, we
Perfect.
become strong, and we're going to grow as a community.
2 memorials to Lily stand proud, and purple ribbons drape every light post downtown. The school district is offering
Oh, that-
counselors and therapy
no.
dogs for students, and elementary school
There we go.
classes
We can
made
use that
time
one.
for
Thank
kids
you.
to ask their teachers questions, as everyone in town and beyond works to cope with a senseless
There's
tragedy.
Pat on this, so stand
Our
by
thoughts
Chastity.
continue to be with the family through this terrible time.
And take Chastity.
Highway 10 will have periodic lane
Stand by
closures for
CG.
both directions of traffic
And
starting
effect.
May 9th. 10 miles of high-tension safety cable are being installed by the Minnesota
Stand by
Department
Max
of
with the reader.
Transportation to support medium barriers. The work zone will take place between Benton County Road 40, just north of Rice, and 66th Street, north of Sauk Rapids. Motorists should watch out for signage regarding road work, lane shifts, and reduced speeds.
And take Max.
The Sauk Rapids Rice
This
School
is a
District
reader.
has approved Philip
Thank you for
Klafacki as
advancing.
interim high school activities director. Klafacki has served as the recreation director, head football coach, and middle school activities director since July of 2016. He will begin his new role on July 1st and will stay as head coach of the football program for the 2022-23 season.
Take Chastity.
The Minnesota House gives the okay on unemployment insurance bill after
VO.
months of stalemate.
Player 2, roll it.
The passed bill
Take it.
includes $2.7 billion to replenish the state's unemployment insurance trust fund.
Yep.
Parts of this
Or
fund
actually,
will also
ready,
pay back the
VTOP.
federal government for jobless aid. The bill also includes
one.
$1 billion to provide
Let them know that this is gonna
$1,500
be a
bonuses
VTOP.
to frontline workers who took risks during the pandemic.
And take, roll it, take
On
it.
Sunday, May 1st, President Biden will
Okay.
visit Minnesota to pay respects to
Is
the
there enough
late
pad
Vice
on this
President
VO?
Walter Mondale.
How
Mondale
long
passed
is it?
away last April at the age of 93.
Stand
the
by
service
Max.
was supposed to take place shortly after Vice President Mondale passed, but was delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Take Max.
President Biden described Mondale as, quote, dear friend and mentor and one of our nation's most dedicated
Stand by
patriots and
Chastity.
public servants, end quote.
This is reader, take Chastity.
You may remember last summer when we had some pretty serious
All
air
right,
quality
ready,
alerts.
package of player 2.
Well, what is in store for this summer? WCCO meteorologist Lisa Meadows has the details.
Effect. Roll it.
Had the most severe.
Sorry for that
widespread,
cue,
and
my bad.
longest-lasting unhealthy
Need to
air
fix my
conditions
columns.
on record for Minnesota.
This is only the second time we've alerted the entire state in an air quality alert.
Cam
the
2,
first
can
time
I
we've
get
done
a
it for
zoom out,
multiple
please?
days.
So after having hazardous
That looks
air
good.
levels numerous times last year, what does this year have?
Stand
to
by
hold?
first weather.
Minnesota pollution control meteorologists predict this summer
Okay.
will not be as bad as last
Um,
summer, but drought conditions in
do we do
southern
first weather
Canada
splash?
will have an effect.
Yes, let's
There
do
was
the
some
first weather
drought
splash to this.
in southern Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba, even up to severe and areas of extreme drought.
Canadian drought means a greater chance for Canadian wildfires.
There may be an above normal season in Canada, which means we'll probably see a few days
Yes.
with impactful smoke. Hopefully not as impactful as last season, but we could expect a few days with smoke.
But this winter is wetter than average conditions for northern Minnesota, and improved soil moisture help.
Hopefully that
This
will
A
keep
block
the
is going
fires down
solid,
in
guys.
northern Minnesota this year.
And another factor for air quality is ozone.
The more hot and sunny days you have, the more likely you might see some ozone.
Warmer temperatures predicted this summer mean ozone will likely cause a few days in the orange
Yeah, let's
category,
not hit that.
unhealthy for sensitive groups. While many of us are hoping to
Yeah,
finally feel some spring
I
and
know.
summer-like weather, be sure to check in with our next meteorologist
8,
for air quality concerns when the warmer weather
5,
finally arrives.
4,
Meteorologist
3,
Lisa Meadows, WCCO
effect.
4 News.
That worked
With
perfectly.
weather on our minds, we bring to you Kendall Brown with first
Ready, weather graphics.
Kendall, what do you have for us today?
And
Well,
mix.
actually, some better news. I know we've all probably looked outside today. Some sunny skies. Now,
All
our
right,
temperatures
up next
are
we
still
have
below
Emerald
average
Ash
in
Board,
St. Cloud
which is gonna
today.
be a
A high of
reader.
only 49 degrees and a low of 35. Now,
Yeah.
as meteorologist Kevin Bloomberg said yesterday, our low temperatures in the morning hours are getting close to setting records. So
Let
we'll
them
see.
know, or
Maybe
let Chastity know that
not
Emerald
as
Ash
warm of
Board is
weather,
gonna
but
be
we
a
can set
reader.
records. Even if it's a low record, we're still
Emerald
raining
Ash
in
Board,
central Minnesota if you
EAB,
look at it that
the
way.
next story.
Now, we do have a pretty sunny skies today. It's pretty blue outside, not too many clouds. You can see this here. You know, central Minnesota is very, very clear. We do have some clouds developing
that's fine. They're
throughout
gonna have to
North
get over
Dakota
it.
and South Dakota. We'll see those tomorrow. Clouds will increase throughout the nighttime hours tonight, leading us into
Just
more
say it
cloudy
softly.
weather like we've seen earlier this week. And looking at the next few days, this is Friday, so Friday evening, some rain is going to roll into the state of Minnesota. That'll follow us throughout the rest of this weekend. Unfortunately, temperatures will also be below average, following along with the trends that we've seen thus far in central Minnesota. I'll have more information on when the rain is going to arrive, as well as if I have any more good news about the temperatures. Make sure you stick around on UTVS News, and I'll have my full weather forecast later.
And take Chastity.
Emerald ash borer, a tree-killing insect, has been spotted in Carlton and Lake counties
And
for
no
the
CG.
first time. EAB larvae kills ash trees
The
by
next one,
tunneling under the bark and feeding on tree nutrients. Woodpeckers like to feed on EAB larvae, which causes additional damage to the trees due to woodpecker pecking. Due to this being the first spotted occurrence of the EAB in the Carlton and Lake areas, a temporary emergency quarantine has been placed. This will limit the movement of firewood and ash material out of the area.
Ready, Max, and take Max.
Avon Company has been hosting their food drive for 23
And
years
Avon
now.
Company.
And this year, Blanter's employees rallied together from across the country to raise over
And
$220,000. Blattner is a leading nationwide renewable energy contractor based in central Minnesota.
Ready,
Over the
Chastity?
23
Yep.
years
Do we
of
have
doing
that
the food
video on
drive,
player one?
they have contributed more than
Perfect.
1.4 million food and household items.
And take Chastity.
An investigative report
Ready,
has
VO
found the
to
city of
player one.
Minneapolis and its police department engaged in race discrimination.
Roll it. Take it.
The Minnesota Department of Human Rights report stemmed from an
Stand by,
investigation that was
Max, with
launched
another
after the
VO
2020
coming out of
killing
player
of George
two.
Floyd by a Minneapolis police officer. The investigation reviewed 11 years of information, including stops, searches, arrests, use of force, procedures, and training. The report found racial disparities in how MPD officers interact with people of color. The investigation also found officers used covert social media to closely monitor black individuals and organizations unrelated to criminal activity.
And take Max.
A Minnesota judge has
Ready,
ruled that the
VO
trial
player two.
of the 3 fired Minneapolis police officers involved in George Floyd's death will not be live
Roll it.
streamed.
Take it.
Derek Chauvin's murder trial was originally
Stand
allowed
by,
to be
Chastity,
live
with
streamed
CG.
due to the COVID-19 threat. But
That
in an
looks
order
good.
filed Monday evening, Judge Peter Cahill says that the pandemic has receded to the point that he
Oh, did
cannot
we?
override
Font,
the
Kindle?
officers' objections to live
Okay.
streaming the trial.
Perfect.
The Associated Press and other organizations had argued for
I
allowing
don't know.
live television coverage
Okay.
of trials again.
And take Chastity.
A small group of Wisconsin-based video game workers can now vote to put together what they
CG.
could call the first union of a major United States video game publisher. A director of the National Labor Relations Board ordered quality assurance workers at a Call of Duty
Stand by,
developer, Activision
player
Blizzard's
one or player two.
Raven
This is gonna be a
Software on
V-top.
Friday. The unionization campaign
Yes.
brought by 21 workers at Raven's office in Wisconsin has been part of a more diverse internal
Can I get some music when we go
shakeup
to the
at
tees, please?
Activision.
And go to it. Roll it. Track anchors.
Space.
And European countries are accusing Russia of blackmailing small
Yep, ready,
countries.
player 3, track player 3.
Find out why after the break.
And a kill music effect. Roll it. Track player 3, roll player 3.
How is my little birdie Kinsey?
6, 5, 4, track player 1, 3, 2, 1. Roll it, mix.
Coming up tonight on UTVS News,
Stand by,
in our
cam
own
2, stand by
backyard,
for
a
that slow
Minnesotan
push-it.
wins big at a Ramsey gas station.
Thank you.
And then, eggs prices are rising. What you need to know is Easter's this weekend.
But first,
can
updates on
track
back-to-back
anchors right
fires set
now.
ablaze in St. Cloud.
Ready
UTVS
to
News
mix?
starts right now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mix. Move in.
First on tonight's newscast, 2
Bring in
buildings were set
font.
ablaze
1,
yesterday evening.
3,
I'm
2,
Kirby Schmid.
1. Drop
Our
it.
first fire is out of
Stand by,
central
CG
St.
1.
Cloud. I'm Chastity Walworth. Thank you for joining us.
And mix.
Last night in St. Cloud, there were 2 fires
Stand by,
reported
VO
to the
coming on
St.
player
Cloud
2.
Fire Department. The first fire was located off County Road 74.
Roll it.
There was a
Mix.
small fire on the exterior of the commercial building.
Advance.
There were no injuries, and damage is estimated to be $5,000.
And mix.
The second fire on the night was
Ready,
reported
player
at
one.
1212 2nd Street Northeast.
Mix.
The St. Cloud Fire Department assisted in the evacuation of residents
Perfect.
once they
Stand
arrived.
by, Kirby.
The cause of the fire is currently under investigation by the Fire Marshal's Office and the St. Cloud Police Department. The damage to the apartment building is estimated to be $57,000.
And take Kirby.
Longtime Sartell Deputy Fire Chief Jim Sattler says he's retiring after 33
Ready?
years of service.
Roll it. Player
Sattler
two.
started in
Take it.
1998 and has held every position from firefighter to fire chief.
Go back to Kirby.
The Sartell City Council and city staff are giving Jim a sincere appreciation for his dedication to the Sartell Fire
Stand
Department.
by Chastity. And take
The
Chastity.
Ledge Amphitheater has released their
Ready,
list of
VO,
summer concerts
coming
for
out of player one.
2022. Some of the bands and performers
Roll
include
it.
Aaron Lewis and the Stateliners, and
Roll it. Take
Kip Moore. There's many events happening this season for all ages. For more
Stand by, two
information,
box.
visit the Ledge website.
Do we have the 2 box ready? Yep.
Well,
And take 2 box.
the weather has been quite interesting lately. I hope it warms up. What do you think, Chastity?
Yeah, I mean, I expect it to be a little warmer. We are in April.
Yeah, me too.
What's going on, Jalen?
Ready, Jalen, and take
Guys,
Jalen.
I want it to be warmer too. And
Bring it in.
the severe
3,
weather threat we
2,
had yesterday
1,
did
drop it.
kind of get rid of those warmer temperatures. And as we head into the end of this week,
Space
the
bar.
wind picks up, and by Easter, we
Space
are
bar
looking
again.
at cooler temperatures. Across the state right now, most of the
Space bar
temperatures
again.
are in
There we
the
go. Never mind.
mid-30s, and St. Cloud's at 37, Sauk Center at 36, and as we head south towards
What?
Rochester, we are at 37 degrees. Looking at local rainfall
Looks like it.
totals from yesterday, St. Cloud got about a half an inch of
Little bit
rain,
hot. Bring it
Clearwater
down.
about an inch and a half, and as we head to Anoka, almost an inch, and Elk River at 1.16
All right.
inches.
Stand by,
Back
Kirby,
to you, Kirby.
with VO coming out of player 1.
Thanks, Jalen. Seems like everything is more expensive these days, but
Do we
it's
have the
especially
VO?
true for one basic item right now. Easter and
That's the
Passover are
package.
less than a week away, and the price of eggs has skyrocketed. Producers say that several factors, including an outbreak of the bird flu,
I'll take it,
are
okay.
driving up their costs. CBS reporter
Ready,
Kate Smith has
and
more.
effect. Video what? Track player 1.
And prices are sizzling.
It's not just the eggs, but the eggs were extreme. It went from 8 cents an egg to 26 cents an egg.
Trade analysts say wholesale prices in March
bring
climbed to
down the mics if you
$3.01 a
can.
dozen. And ahead of the Easter holiday,
you.
many shoppers are seeing an uptick too. According to the USDA,
Time
the
back.
current average price for a dozen grade A white eggs is $1.66, up from $1.08 this time last year.
What are some of the factors that are causing egg prices to go up?
Up next, we have.
Certainly inflation is a part of the overall picture. Feed costs are up, as you know. Primarily, I would say the bird flu is probably the biggest influence in the recent price spike that we've seen.
An avian influenza outbreak has forced farmers to cull millions of
Up next,
chickens
we
and
have
turkeys.
Chastity with
The
VO coming out
USDA
of
has
player
confirmed
2.
cases of avian influenza in at least 26 states, impacting everything from farms to food banks.
We got an email from our supplier that they were no longer able to supply us with those eggs.
The owners of Uptown Bar and Grill hatched a plan to keep costs down, now sourcing their eggs from farmers in the community.
Anything we can do to help support the community and in
Because they
turn
help support us.
Yeah, because they help support us.
Industry experts are watching the next few
Stand
weeks
by,
to see if
15.
warmer weather may help slow or stop the spread of bird flu and coax egg prices back down. Kate Smith, CBS News, New York.
And take Chastity.
In Otter Tail Country, a man
Ready,
suspected
VO?
of partaking in a shooting over the weekend is at large. 36-year-old
Have it.
Futasa Ruth
All right,
Ann
roll
was
it, take
last
it.
seen leaving town in a 2011 Toyota Honda pickup. If you see this truck anywhere, send information to the Otter
Bring it in.
County Sheriff's Department.
Bring it in 3, 2, 1. Drop it and go to Kirby.
Back in 2017, 2 Illinois men were responsible for the bombing of a
Ready,
Minnesota
VO, player one.
mosque. 33-year-old
Got it.
Michael
Roll it.
McWhorter
Take it.
was sentenced on Tuesday to under 16 years in prison.
Is that CG
26-year-old Joe Morris
Perfect.
received 14 years. This is
Stand
under
by
the
Kirby
minimum
with the CG.
sentence of 35 years. Both McWhorter
Chastity,
and Morris testified against Emily Claire Harry, who received 53 years for the attack on Dar al-Farouk Islamic Center in Bloomington.
And take Chastity.
Authorities say a North St. Paul woman is dead after a multi-vehicle crash involving a school
And
bus
effect.
Tuesday night. State Patrol is reporting a vehicle entered southbound Interstate
Stand by,
35
Kirby.
East at Victoria
With
the
another
wrong
CG.
way and began traveling north in the southbound lanes. The vehicle made contact with a school bus, hit another vehicle, rolled, and proceeded to hit one more vehicle. 6 individuals experienced non-life-threatening injuries. It is unknown at this time if drugs or alcohol were involved in the crash.
Take Kirby. Advance.
Minnesota activists are calling on government leaders to change the way police handle children who are accused of committing crimes. This comes after Maplewood Police Officer Lieutenant Joe Steiner handcuffed 4 minors who were being investigated Tuesday. The children were later cleared of the accusations. Attorneys for the case say this is an example of implicit bias, as 3 of the children were black and 1 is Hispanic.
Take Chastity. Advance.
An Austin police officer who shot a man after a 24-hour standoff in December will not face charges.
And effects.
Officer Zachary Gast shot 38-year-old Koku Christopher on Christmas Eve following an incident that started earlier in the day.
Yep.
Christopher was walking in traffic brandishing a machete. Christopher retreated to his apartment where he held police at bay for 24 hours. Christopher eventually left his residence and confronted police officers with a knife. Officer Gast fired multiple rounds after Christopher ignored commands to drop the knife. Olmsted County Attorney Mark Ostrom revived the case and said the evidence collected does not support criminal charges.
And take Kirby.
Attorney General Keith Ellison asked the court to supervise the finances and operations of nonprofit meals programs. Feeding Our Future allegedly stole millions from federal funds. The officers of Feeding Our Future and some of its contractors were raided by the FBI in January.
Take Chastity.
A Ramsey gas station is now home to the first Minnesota Mega Million jackpot winner.
Roll it.
Thanks to one lucky ticket purchased at the Holiday gas station located at 14350 Eskimo Street.
The Showtease.
The winning numbers for the April 12 drawing are 2, 8, 14, 20, and 31 with the number 17 as the mega ball. The jackpot prize is for $110 million with a $67.3 million cash option. The name in the city winner will not be released unless the winner chooses to opt in to media publicity.
And take that. Can I get some music, please? Read.
Coming up after the break, severe weather continues to strike the United States.
Then we have an update on the subway attack that happened in New York City yesterday morning. Don't go anywhere.
And effects.
How is my little birdie?
Hello, I'm Chastity. Welcome to our Tri-County Humane Society pet segment. We are bringing it back. Today we have Gina Fox with us. Hi, Gina.
Hi, it's nice to be back. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Yes.
Couple of years.
It has been a couple of years. So, like I said, we're very excited to be back in the studio. And we have brought with us our star for the day. His name is Buddy. He is a 5-month-old terrier mix, weighs in at about 11 to 12 pounds. So as always, we encourage slow introductions. He's never been around cats, he hasn't been around dogs, he hasn't been around children. So this is something that slow introductions are going to be very important to the success of the adoption.
Well, so what do you recommend to people looking to adopt a puppy at the Tri-County Humane Society?
Sure. I think the most important thing is doing your homework.
Yeah.
Making some decisions at home as a family as to what's going to work for you. Because, you know, we all know that as soon as you walk through the doors, you're going to start falling in love with the animals, and it's going to be emotional decisions versus information and fact-based decisions. And so a lot of things come into play. Do you have children? Do you live in an apartment? Do you need a big dog? Do you need a small dog, a cat, whatever it is that you're going to get? Make sure you're doing your homework and figuring out what's best for your family before you come to the Humane Society. Right.
So tell us, Gina, how can we place a deposit and adopt Buddy?
Sure, you can go to our website. I'm not sure if you could do deposits on the website, but you can certainly go to the website and find out more about Buddy here. You can call us at 320-252-0896. You can come into the facility, put a deposit down on him, and I will say this, it takes on average 24 hours from the time they're on the show to the time they're adopted. So if you are looking to adopt Buddy, act fast because he's going to make a wonderful addition to somebody's family.
Well, thank you so much, Gina, and thank you, Buddy.
Yes, we'll see you guys next week.
Coming up tonight on UTVS News, a Minnesota astronaut travels back from space.
And then, an SCSU swimmer is awarded a civilian honor.
But first, Minnesota loosened regulations for the open water season.
UTVS News starts right now.